talk me through, if I'm sitting around with my buddies and I want to smash 8 hot dogs very quickly, how could you make a layman like me that loves to eat food?
And I always tell people, don't be afraid to get messy. Dunk that bun, eat with purpose. This is not a beauty pageant. For that 1 minute, your objective is to get those hot dogs down your throat. So.
All right, I've got here Miki Sudo. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. We're eating in less than 72 hours, so this is crunch time.
All right, break down your career first before we enter the amazing stuff that's going to go on this weekend.
Okay, so I sort of just fell into competitive eating about 7 years ago as a fluke. My friends had gone into a restaurant that was offering a progressive jackpot. It was up to $1,500 for eating a 12-pound bowl of Vietnamese noodle soup, and I just found that I had a huge capacity for eating. Fast forward to today, I am the #1 ranked female competitive eater with Major League Eating. I'm ranked #6 with men and women combined, and I am the 6-time defending champion of the Nathan's Famous hot dog eating contest, and I'll be going for my 7th belt in just a few days on the 4th of July.
So how's it going to work, with everything that's gone on? How do you set up this grand event that's the tradition now at Coney Island?
So it's going to be a contest unlike anything that we've had before. The biggest change for me personally is that we're not going to be performing. We're not going to be competing in front of a live audience. I shouldn't say we're not going to be competing in front of a crowd. We eat in front of tens of thousands of people at the corner of Surf and Stillwell and Coney Island. This year, because of social distancing guidelines and crowd control, we'll be in a private venue. Still competing live on ESPN, so there'll be that broadcast, but it'll be limited to a field of 5 men and 5 women, just a skeleton crew of Nathan's staff, MC and judges. So without that crowd, it's going to be up to each individual competitor to find that motivation within.
How have you trained during this period?
It's been condensed. That would be my training in a nutshell. I only found out on the afternoon of the 15th of June that there would be a contest at all. So the news broke publicly on the 16th that we'd be holding some sort of modified 4th of July hot dog eating contest on the 4th. So the news broke on the 16th, but I only knew 1 day ahead of time that I was going to be competing at all. So, I put on the quarantine 15. I had been practicing hot dogs. As soon as I learned that I was going to be on stage, I had to kick it into high gear. Luckily, I live with another competitive eater. My boyfriend, Nick Weary, who will also be eating hot dogs on the 4th, is ranked #8. So we really leaned on each other to ramp up our practice and preparation.
So when you and your boyfriend sit down to dinner at night, how do you approach your meal?
It's normal about 6 days a week, and then once a week, it's absolute what he calls anarchy. It's a little bit chaotic. So depending on what we have coming up, we might just do a fun practice. But if we're eating, if we're going to be at a chicken wing eating contest, we might decide to do date night at all-you-can-eat wings. And really annoy the waitstaff for that night.
Yeah, are they depressed when they see you two walk in?
Honestly, I put myself through school by working in restaurants, so I understand. And Nick's also in customer service, so no, we take care of the waitstaff. But I think they're a little bit shocked to see what we put away.
Yeah, love over smashing chicken wings and hot dogs.
Oh yeah, it's a perfect date night.
So, all right, now give me, have you changed your strategy? Like when you sit there going for the 7th time title, when you sit down and look at your first, hot dog in a bun, what's the strategy?
Logistically, my technique hasn't changed at all. I still use my warm, generic brand Crystal Light for dunking. I still eat 2 hot dogs at a time. But this year, everything seems a little bit more fluid. I don't know if I'm just ready. I'm just that much more eager to hit the ground running with competition. I also have a newfound appreciation I don't know. I have a rejuvenated appreciation for competing in general, just because of everything that's been on hold during quarantine. But yeah, no, my technique's not changing. I would say that I'm more focused, and I'm going into this year more prepared physically. I'm physically in a better place, mentally more focused than ever.
Yeah, it's funny because you're actually, for people that aren't familiar with you or even the competition, you're like a gym rat, right? Like you're fit, physically fit, ready to go athlete.
I definitely have all the best resources at my fingertips, especially during quarantine. Nick is also a competitive eater, but have you seen him? He's a former bodybuilder and a fitness coach. So, I tend to lean on cardio for my workouts. He picks up heavy things. But yeah, just spending that time in the gym together and staying focused and fit has been, essential to my preparation.
Talk me through, if I'm sitting around with my buddies and I want to smash 8 hot dogs very quickly, how could you make a layman like me that loves to eat food, eat hot dogs?
Once in a while we'll be asked to coach, interns or news anchors in a 1-minute hot dog eat off. And I always tell people, don't be afraid to get messy. Dunk that bun, eat with purpose. This is not a beauty pageant. For that 1 minute, your objective is to get those hot dogs down your throat. So by all means necessary, if that means, minimizing your chewing and swallowing big pieces, if that means, dunking with, just being more aggressive with dunking, I would just say don't hold back. And that's been part of my success.
Well, what's your number on how many you're going to do? How many hot dogs on Saturday?
So 41 is the personal best that's printed on my jersey right now. So 41 hot dogs in 10 minutes. But I've done better in practice many, many times. In fact, I had the best practice of my entire career just a few days ago on my front lawn with Nick. We cooked up 90 hot dogs total. He was a gentleman and gave me the last plate because we actually ran out of 90 before 10 minutes was up. He gave me 50. He finished with 40. He was done in 7.5 minutes, and all the hot dogs were done with just over 2 minutes left.
That's an unrecorded world record, and you did it on.
Yeah, exactly. And we didn't even know that. We didn't even know that we were on such a good pace. It's just we ran out and we realized there's still time on the clock. So, I'd say I have it in me to beat my personal best, hit that women's record and set a new one. It's just there are a lot of factors out of our control. I don't know what the climate's going to be like. We're used to eating outside. We're going to be in a climate-controlled, enclosed venue. So, contrary to what everybody's thinking, that AC might work against me because I don't like the cold and I don't like eating cold hot dogs. So, I have the potential to break 45. We'll see.
Well, Miki, you're a legend. You're the queen of the wiener. Do you have any other nicknames that they call you for this?
I've been called many things, some of which I probably can't say on your radio show. But I do want to, for people unfamiliar with the contest, Nathan's does donate 100,000 hot dogs to the Food Bank of New York every year. In addition to their annual contribution, this year they've really ramped it up. Major League Eating, Nathan's Famous, and individual competitors have pledged their own money to donate to food banks of their choice, as well as use the platform to honor essential workers. So it's a frivolous and fun and lighthearted event, but for a good cause. And if we can make everybody smile while eating hot dogs, it's a job well done. So hope everybody tunes in at noon on ESPN on the 4th.
Well, it's a legendary thing. It's tradition. I'll be watching and I will get my own form going. So it's a double dip and a double.
I eat 2 meats at once. So while I'm eating those, I'm taking 1 bun, dunking that in warm Crystal Light. The hot dog should be bite, sever, and swallow in 3 motions. So you're swallowing 2 pieces of hot dog at once in 3 swallows, I guess. Okay, take that bun, roll it into a small ball, pop that in your mouth, swallow that without chewing. Rinse and repeat for 10 minutes, and you're good. You got it.
Miki, you're a legend. We'll watch you Saturday. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great one.
Yeah, see you, Miki.